Hi friends, we are on Zern lesson number 5, equal groupings. Today we're going to learn about arrays. So, how many are in each group? Well, here's a group, and here's a group. So there are 3 in each group. How many bears altogether? So, altogether, there's a total of 6. How do you know this? Well, you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you could count 3 plus 3 is 6. Do you think we could arrange these characters into 3 into rows of 3? Can we do rows of 3? So let me erase this. Okay, we want to do rows of 3. So let's line them up. So here's one row, and here's another row. So there's 2 rows of 3. To put them in rows, we can place them in straight horizontal lines. These are horizontal lines. Row, okay, is a horizontal line. And we just made an array. An array is where everything is lined up. So on top of each other, and they also go this direction. This is what an array is. Okay, so they're in rows and they're in columns. So how many bears are there in each row? So let me just freshen this up a little bit. Okay, so we had one row here and one row here. These aren't bears, are they? I'm sorry, these are little creatures. Yep. Okay, so how many in each row? Well, here's 3, 1, 2, 3, and here's 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 in each row. How many rows are there? How many actual rows? So here's 1 row and here's 2 rows. So here's 1 row and here's 2 rows. So there are 2 equal groups of 3. There are 2 equal groups of 3. How many are there all together? 6. That's right, it didn't change. Did the total number of bears change when I reorganized them into a rectangular array? No, they stayed the same. So, what if we wanted to arrange them into columns? I'm going to show you a trick on how to remember columns. Okay, so the word columns. Okay, so the L looks like an arrow going up and down. Columns are always up and down. So how can we arrange these into columns? Well, let's try this. Okay, so do you see that here is a column and here is a column? How many columns do you see? 2. Here's 1 and here's 2. 2 columns. How many bears in each column? 1, 2, 3. Right here. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So there are 2 groups of 3. Okay. And the total number of bears is 6. Is there another way I can group the bears other than into 2 groups of 3? Yes, there is. What if we would do 1 group of 6? one group of 6 right here. Okay, so here's one entire group, and there's 6 in that group. Okay, good. All right. Now let's count them row by row. Okay, so I'm going to make it go back into the columns, and then we're going to count as we count. We're going to count each row. So remember when we had columns, we had them lined up like this. Okay, and so here's a column, because remember, columns go up and down, and here's another column. Okay, so now let's count. Let's move down and count the rows. So here's 1, 2, and here's 1, 2, and here's 1, 2. Okay. All right. So we could skip count 2, 4, 6. Good. How many columns? 2. How many rows? 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Okay, friends, go ahead and kiss your brain. Don't forget, rows go this way, horizontal. Columns are vertical, and arrays look like this. So sometimes you might have to make an array with, say, 4 rows of 3 circles. Okay, so see how I lined up my columns and my rows? So they're going to ask you about arrays and columns and rows. Nice job. Kiss your brain.